Hello and welcome to Tech Tips Pro. In today's video, we're going to show you how to install MySQL database. If you're new to database management or just looking to set up MySQL on your system for the first time, you're in the right place. MySQL is one of the most popular relational database management systems in the world. It's widely used for web development, software applications, and large-scale systems. Many tech giants, like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, use MySQL to store and manage their data. Let's begin with downloading the MySQL database. Here, we can see the latest version available is 9.0.1, and we will be using the MSI installer. There's no requirement to log in. You can access and download the MySQL database directly. The download may take a few seconds, depending on your internet speed, so please be patient. If you're using Google Chrome, you can monitor the progress of your download in the top right corner of the browser. Once the download is complete, run the setup file to launch the installation interface. Follow the prompts and click Next to proceed with the installation. Please click on the checkbox to accept the license agreement and click Next again. Now, select the Complete option and hit Install to start the process. The installation will begin, and the necessary files will be copied to your system. This process may take a few moments, depending on your computer's performance, so feel free to sit back and wait for it to complete. Once the installation is complete, it's time to configure the MySQL server. This is the configuration screen. Here, you can set the location for the data dictionary. Under Type and Networking, the default option is Development Computer, and TCP/IP is enabled with the default ports. Click Next and set a strong password for the root account by entering it twice. You can create additional user accounts later if needed. Click Next again. In the Windows Services section, leave everything as default. The same applies to server permissions and file permissions. Just keep the default settings. On the Sample Databases screen, where you have the option to create 2 sample databases to practice running queries. By default, you'll find the Sequela database and World database. For now, we will select both databases. However, you can choose one or both based on your specific needs for practicing SQL queries. Once all the setup steps are complete, review the configuration settings displayed on the final screen and click Execute to apply the changes. This will initiate another process that configures the MySQL database based on the settings you've chosen. This will also create 2 sample databases for our practice. And just like that, MySQL is now successfully installed and configured on your machine. Let's do a quick recap of what we learned today. But before we get into that, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more useful database tips and tutorials. Here's a quick recap of what we covered in this video. Downloading MySQL. We started by downloading the latest version of MySQL from the official website. No account login is required, making the process quick and accessible for everyone. Installation process. We chose the MSI installer for an easy setup and selected the Complete Installation option to ensure all components necessary for MySQL are installed without missing any crucial features. Configuring the MySQL server. Once installation was complete, we moved to the configuration phase, where we set up important parameters like the root account password and the networking settings, ensuring secure and optimized access to your MySQL server. Root account setup. Setting up the root account with a strong password is essential, as this will be the default administrator account used to manage your databases. You can create additional user accounts with different privileges later. Default settings and permissions. For most users, the default settings for networking, permissions, and services are sufficient. This means you won't need to adjust any advanced configurations, making the setup process even simpler. That wraps up our tutorial on installing and configuring MySQL database. I hope you found this guide helpful and easy to follow. If you have any questions or run into any issues, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to help. In the next video, we'll be exploring MySQL Workbench, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.